I've been working in a gym setting for a little over 5 years now, and it always amazes me how people talk all the time about time and how much they value time. I value my time, and I like to do things the most optimal way possible. I want to be efficient and do what I need to do in the best way possible, whether it's in the weight room, it's in my work, it's at home, whatever it may be. I want to do things the most optimal way, and I feel like most people want to do that as well. But at the gym, a lot of people don't do the optimal way, whether it's, something I always am perplexed by. It's a beautiful fall day out today. The amount of people that were in the gym today just walking on the treadmill. That's all they did. It's like, we know through research that walking outside is probably more beneficial for our overall health than walking on a treadmill in a gym setting. That being said, if somebody enjoys walking on the treadmill and that's the only way that they will exercise that day, then sure, that is their optimal way. So there's obviously optimal ways for everybody to do a certain thing. That being said, if you're going to set aside your time to go to the gym, you might as well do it the most optimal way. You might as well hire a coach. You might as well go out and do your research on how to exercise properly, how to strength train. We know that strength training is the most optimal way to see long-term progress, whether it be strength gains, of course, muscle gain, fat loss, etc., when done the most optimal way. So whether or not we know the most optimal way to do it, probably not. But we know that strength training is the most optimal way to utilize your time in the gym. So that brings me to my next point. When people are strength training in the gym, they tend to not do it the most optimal way. I've seen just this week the amount of people and young people that look fairly healthy that can handle a good load on the bar, and maybe they just don't know yet. Maybe they haven't had the resources or somebody teach them to strength train the proper way so that they can get the most out of their time. I'm assuming these one that I'm thinking of in my head right now was a student at the local college. So he comes into the gym, no warm up, nothing, hops on the back extension machine, does like 3 sets of 12, it looked like, went over to a seated row machine, did like 3 sets of 12. I don't even know if he did anything else. So he probably took him 5-10 minutes to get to the gym, took him 5 minutes to get his stuff in the locker room. There's 15 minutes. Took him 10 to 15 minutes again to work out. There's 30 minutes. Go back to the gym or the locker room, 35 minutes, and then go back home. 45 minutes of his day he set it aside. He set that time aside to work out, and he did it in probably the least efficient, the least optimal way to do it. So, and I fell victim to this as well. When I was younger, I didn't know what I was doing. I used to do the opposite. I would spend 2 to 3 hours in the gym. I didn't have a goal. I didn't have a specific plan necessarily, but I knew that output or work consistently would lead to some type of result in the end. But there is an optimal way to do it. Whether or not we know what it is, we don't, but we know that there's more optimal ways than other ways. So if we're just focusing on small pillars of exercise, cardio, isolation exercises such as bicep curls or shoulder raises, or just sticking strictly to machine work, that we're not going to see the most optimal results. Now, like I said, mentioned with the treadmill, if that's the only form of exercise you are going to do, then yes, that is the optimal way for you. But there is a more optimal way that you could implement that's going to see better results and probably be a lot more fun. So just something I think of when I'm at the gym and I'm watching people consistently do things in a very inefficient, a very suboptimal way, where they could probably get a lot more out of it if they just had a conversation with a coach, had a conversation with somebody that they know that is successful in exercise and knows what they're doing, or even just simply, going on social media and finding a reputable coach to follow. That could be a great way to do it as well. But something to think about, are you doing things the most optimal way, or are you wasting your time and just kind of, spinning your tires in the mud, so to say. But that's all I got for you guys. Subscribe to the channel, like, and thanks for watching.